Authorities release more information regarding a Tuesday officer-involved shooting in Bayard. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, authorities say members of the Wing Drug Task Force were in the process of serving a narcotics-related search warrant immediately before an officer-involved shooting in Bayard. At a news conference following the shooting Tuesday afternoon, Morrill County Sheriff Milo Cardenas said deputies were assisting a team of Wing members serving a warrant at 123 2nd Avenue, and during that attempt at about 11:30 a.m., multiple deputies discharged their firearms, striking the subject of the warrant.
Officers immediately provided medical aid to the subject. He was transported to the Regional West Medical Hospital in Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
The name of the individual and their medical condition was not immediately released. Both the sheriff's and county attorney's offices requested an investigation by the Nebraska State Patrol, and Troop E Commander Captain Kurt Von Minden said the patrol's Special Investigations Team had been activated.
Our Special Investigations Team is a unit of trained investigators from across the state that have experience in different disciplines within investigations that are all tailored for officer-involved shootings. They will investigate the incident and refer the matter to the county attorney at that time.
Von Minden said it was too soon to disclose the exact circumstances that led to the firearms discharge, which would be determined in the course of the investigation, nor could the specifics of the warrant be disclosed at this time. The number of shots fired was not disclosed, but Cardenas said 2 of his officers had been placed on administrative leave, and there was a minor injury to one deputy, but he could not say how that injury occurred. Von Minden, noting that the circumstances of such officer-involved shootings incidences are different and complex, said it would likely take well over a month for the NSP Special Investigations Unit to gather evidence, conduct interviews, and complete a report, which would be turned over to the county attorney's office.
The perimeter was immediately sealed off. Our investigations team is arriving from areas across the state at the moment as we speak and beginning the mapping of the area, collection of all evidence. As for how long that will take will depend upon the complexity of the crime scene. They're all different.
State law requires a grand jury investigation whenever a person dies or is in the custody of law enforcement or during the course of law enforcement activity. Cardenas said the administrative suspension would reduce his current staff level by 25%, but his office would work with other agencies, including the State Patrol and Bayard Police Department, to ensure continued public safety coverage. Well, a group of juveniles shooting off fireworks inside and near playground equipment in Mitchell over the past weekend has been identified and could face legal consequences. City officials said the group was firing off fireworks Saturday night, including some going inside the tube slide that's part of new equipment at Ziegler Park. A video shot by a resident showed what appeared to be a Roman candle lighting up the inside of the slide. City Administrator Perry Mader says the juveniles were identified by authorities and helped clean up the debris left behind by the episode. Mader said while there is no major damage to the equipment, the incident has been turned over to the city attorney for further review. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your midweek forecast. I'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, partly cloudy skies across the area tonight. Can't rule out a late day shower or storm here overnight across the area. Not going to see very many of them, though, and temperatures down into the 60s. We have a slightly better chance of a few scattered storms tomorrow. It's going to turn hotter by the weekend and still going to keep a few isolated showers and storms in our forecast. 84 yesterday after a morning low of 48 degrees. Nothing in the rain gauge. We're going to end June well below normal here and also well below normal for the year now. 70s and 80s all across the area. Warmer just off to the north of us. Upper 80s there and some 90s in South Dakota and into portions of Montana. We have 77 in Kimball and Sydney. It's 79 in Mullen. 86 degrees in Chadron. Winds are generally light, 10 to 15 miles an hour, but enough wind out there that you'll notice some of it. Severe weather threat confined well to the east. We actually have a marginal or enhanced risk of severe storms there in portions of the far northeast. We're in our area. Tomorrow, same situation, quiet weather here across the area. We don't expect any severe storms on into Friday either. It's going to be overly widespread. Certainly tomorrow, though, our best chance at getting some showers and storms. You can see isolated storms dot the map tonight. They die out with the loss of daytime heating, and we clear overnight. Will be partly cloudy. A couple of isolated showers and storms. Try to hang on, though, through the overnight hours. Low temperatures overnight going to fall down into the upper 50s and low 60s. Tomorrow, we're going to start the day with, again, a couple of isolated showers and storms. We start to see a little better coverage of those later on in the afternoon tomorrow. Now, one thing about these showers and storms, they're going to be slow-moving storms. Not a lot of winds aloft, so if you get under one, you certainly could get some areas of heavier rain out there. Highs, you can see 80s to near 90 there in Valentine. That hot air trapped just off to the northeast of us in portions of the Dakotas. 77 in Kimball tomorrow for a high, and Sydney as well, 82 in Scotts Bluff. Precip looks pretty decent in some areas, and again, this is going to be scattered, but if you can get under some of those storms and stay in those pockets of moisture, we could pick up a half an inch or even more of rain, but your neighbors may only get a hundredth or two at best. So again, it's not going to be completely widespread, but it will be heavy at times. 61 tonight with partly cloudy skies, just an isolated storm. Scattered storms tomorrow around. Breezy as well, and highs in the low 80s. We're going to stay breezy again on Friday and about 90 for a high. Then we really warm up. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're into the mid-90s and hot conditions out there as we go into the early portions of next week as well.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scotts Bluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features. Colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Welcome back. A 25-year-old Chadron man will spend at least a decade behind bars following his conviction on a felony drug charge with a habitual criminal enhancement. Following a plea agreement that dropped numerous other charges, Andrew Russell was sentenced late last week to 10 to 12 years for distribution of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, with a mandatory 10 years for the enhancement, and received 282 days credit for time already served. Russell was arrested last September after he fled into a cornfield upon being questioned about reported marijuana use in a Scottsbluff motel room, and officers searching the field found baggies and meth, as well as marijuana and a backpack with baggies and a digital scale. Authorities say Russell will be parole eligible after serving 10 years and would earn mandatory release after 11 years. Sticking with the courts now, as a Harrison man has lost his appeal on his conviction of terroristic threats. Justin Staudenmeyer was convicted of the Class 3A felony following a 2019 incident after firing a gun at a man who was working on a fence in Sioux County. Staudenmeyer was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment, but filed a motion with the Court of Appeals alleging the district court erred in denying his motion for new sentencing and that his sentencing was excessive. However, yesterday the High Court issued their opinion, which affirmed Sioux County District Court's ruling and sentencing. And the city of Gering has added another arrow to their arsenal for economic redevelopment with Monday night's approval of a resolution authorizing the use of micro-TIF for infrastructure improvements. Under the program, existing residential properties with eligible uses up to $250,000 and commercial and multi-residential properties needing up to $1 million in upgrades would qualify. City engineer Annie Folk told the council other guidelines say the structures involved must be at least 60 years old and be in an area designated as blighted and substandard, as well as needing approval from the county assessor.
We don't see there being a whole lot of these projects. It's going to be pretty limited in scope just because, as you can see, the eligibility is fairly limited. We're also not talking huge dollar amounts either. So, even if they were to go from, say, a $100,000 valuation to $250,000 valuation, we're only looking at about $33,000 in TIF funds.
Proposals would also be limited to a 10-year reimbursement period compared to 15 years through the standard TIF programs available to cities for redevelopment. Well, coming up after the break, we will head out over to the Panhandle Humane Society to meet their featured Pet of the Week. We'll meet Tilly right after this.
Why settle for Wi-Fi that just usually works? Why settle for customer service that's subpar? Why settle for service that's outdated? You don't have to. Settle for more with Allo, the faster, more reliable internet experience that's built for the way you use all your devices. For answers, visit us at allofiber.com/switch today. Allo, settle for more.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It has been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Alright, so this is Tilly. She is our 8-year-old domestic short-haired tabby cat. She's been here one of the longest. She got here on March 30th and has been here since. She's very sweet, very loving. She wants nothing more than just a home where she can sit and relax. So she is going to be $50, and that includes her spay, her rabies, and all of her shots that we gave her. Definitely for her, definitely a more quieter one with older kids or an older couple. I'm sure she wouldn't be mine kids, but she's an old lady. She wants to enjoy her peace.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scotts Bluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com. If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area. You and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard. Open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days rolls into Gering July 8th through the 11th. Barbecues, street dance, food fair, a car show, 2 parades, Old Settlers Luncheon, bicycle hill climb, mud volleyball, a pancake feed, chili and barbecue cook-offs, an art show, a craft show, and a quilt show, a carnival, beer and wine tasting, and Sawyer Brown with Ned Ledoux at Five Rocks. It's summer's best weekend. The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days, July 8th through the 11th.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, after being postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic last year, the Next Young Professionals are gearing up for their 10th Beer and Wine Festival later this summer. Board member Jordan Diedrich approached the City Council last week to get approval for a special designated liquor license, and also noted that this year will be the first year they hold the event on a Friday instead of a Saturday.
We typically do it on a Saturday, but we decided to move it to a Friday, just because there's a lot of events going on in August, and worked with the Balloon Fest and Friday to see It'll give people who are in town something to do do because there aren't any brewing activities going on that night.
The Beer and Wine Fest allows patrons to try a wide variety of microbrews and wines from across the region, and proceeds are traditionally donated to community betterment projects. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.